What's the thing that really sinks restaurants? It's not always the food people complain about online. Think about this. A massive 86% of your customers, they might just leave and never come back after one bad service experience. That's a pretty sobering stat for anyone running a restaurant. Really something to chew on.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can pour everything into the menu, the decor, the whole vibe, right?
Mm.
But if the service is consistently off, well, all that effort can just go down the drain. It's fundamental.
Exactly. And that's what we're really digging into today, aimed squarely at you restaurant owners listening. This isn't just about, putting out fires from bad reviews. Our goal here is to pull out some really actionable stuff from Maurice, a hospitality pro, deep F&B background. The idea is to help you actually build loyalty through great service. Think of it like a shortcut.
Yeah, Maurice's experience gives us a really practical viewpoint. He offers solutions you can put into action pretty much straight away and see real results.
So we're going to unpack 6 key things Maurice highlights as really crucial for turning your service around. Don't worry about getting overwhelmed. We'll break down the common headaches and share some maybe surprising facts and definitely practical strategies. We'll cover things like, the team's attitude right through to those sneaky system failures.
And it's worth remembering, as we go through these 6 areas, they're all connected. Tackling them together, not just one by one, that's where you'll see the biggest, most lasting improvements in your restaurant.
Okay, let's dive in. First up is what Maurice calls the attitude of your team. He frames it as your secret weapon. We kind of know a grumpy server ruins things, right?
Oh,
But
yeah.
Maurice really highlights the cost. He says a team with a bad attitude is like they're wearing an invisible t-shirt saying, I don't want to be here, broadcasting it.
And what's really interesting, Maurice cites this European research. Get this. 73% of customers judge a restaurant on staff attitude before they even taste the food. Think about that. Before your amazing dish even lands, they've kind of made up their mind based on the vibe.
Wow. Okay, that really shifts the focus, doesn't it? So how do we fix that? What's the approach? Maurice really hammers home training and coaching, not just ticking boxes, but building a real customer-first mindset. He talks specifics, eye contact, just that quick acknowledgement. Sincere smiles, apparently even works over the phone.
Mhm.
And active listening, that's a big one. What does he suggest there? Like, how do you train active listening?
Well, he emphasizes teaching staff to not just hear the words, but to really get what the customer needs or is worried about. So techniques like repeating back what they said in your own words, asking good questions to clarify, importantly, noticing their body language too. When a customer feels properly heard, that builds real trust.
Makes sense. And he gives some tactics you can use right away, too, like using mystery shoppers, getting that unbiased feedback, and public recognition for staff doing a great job. Imagine just praising someone in a team meeting for great service. Good for them, good example for everyone else. And here's a kicker from Maurice, a restaurant in Lyon. Saw a 40% satisfaction jump just by training staff to smile more. Just smiling.
That stat is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really shows the power of something seemingly so small, so basic, just reinforces that your front of house team, they are your brand ambassadors. Their whole demeanor sets the stage.
And here's something maybe a bit counterintuitive Maurice brings up. If you handle complaints really well, customer loyalty can actually increase. It's not just about fixing the issue, it's making them feel genuinely valued.
Exactly. When someone feels like you took their problem seriously, you fixed it properly.
Mm.
It can actually make them feel more connected to your restaurant. Shows you care about their experience, right?
All right, let's shift gears. Area number 2, failing systems. Maurice calls this the invisible nightmare. Oof. This is about those background things going wrong that mess up the customer experience. You order something popular, sorry, we're out, or your order gets lost, or you're waiting forever for food. Maurice says these aren't small things. They can turn happy customers into, what do you call them? Bombes à retardement, ticking time bombs.
Yeah, and connecting that to the bottom line, Maurice mentions another stat. 67% of customers just won't come back after 2 technical glitches. 2. That's a lot of lost business, purely down to operational hiccups. What sort of systems does he suggest to, avoid these nightmares?
He's big on being proactive, like having proper stock alert systems so you actually know when you're low on something, avoiding those awkward, we're out moments. Even a simple checklist, if used religiously, helps. But obviously, digital systems give you way more control, more data.
That proactive piece is key. Good inventory management, whether it's a clipboard or software tied to your POS, stops problems before they even reach the customer.
And when things do go wrong, because, let's be real, stuff happens in restaurants. Maurice says immediate, honest communication is vital. He gives a great script example for a delay. Your dish will be about 10 minutes, so sorry for that wait. Can I get you a drink on us while you wait? Something like that. Acknowledge it, offer something, goodwill.
Totally. That kind of straight-up communication manages expectations,
Yep.
shows you understand their frustration. It can turn a bad situation into one where the customer still feels looked after.
And Maurice shares this cool story about a bistro in Paris. Apparently, they keep a few secret dishes off menu, so if they run out of something listed, they can offer this other special thing instead. Turns a negative into, like, an exclusive positive.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
Real creative thinking shows you can sometimes flip a problem into a unique, good interaction.
Okay, next up. Horrible habits. Those little things staff might do that just chip away at the experience, like servers avoiding eye contact all the time, or service being great one visit and meh the next.
Yeah.
Inconsistency, or just feeling ignored. Maurice says these habits can, on and here, basically wipe out any good impression you're trying to make.
It's often the buildup of those small negative moments that leaves the worst taste. People might not remember one specific thing, but they'll remember feeling unimportant or overlooked.
So Maurice offers a simple framework. The 3 C's. Contact, courtesy, consistency. For contact, at least 3 seconds of eye contact per interaction. Just that quick connection. Courtesy. Treat every single guest with respect, from arrival to departure, equal treatment. And consistency. Keeping standards high across the board, including, and this is crucial, being almost obsessive about cleanliness everywhere.
Those 3 C's are pretty clear, practical guidelines for staff, aren't they? Things you can actually train on and give feedback about.
He even suggests a really practical tip. Put mirrors up somewhere between the kitchen and the floor. Staff can give themselves a quick check, how's my expression, before they go out. Simple, but maybe really effective for self-awareness.
Yeah, like a little visual nudge.
Yeah.
Reminds them about nonverbal cues and lets them fix things on the spot. Helps create that welcoming feel.
Right. Now let's tackle something I think we've all experienced. Rigid policies. Maurice puts it bluntly. That's the rule. Has probably sunk more restaurants than COVID lockdowns.
Wow, that inflexibility is so frustrating for guests. Well, absolutely. In this day and age, just sticking to internal rules without looking at the customer's situation, it just makes people feel like the restaurant cares more about its procedures than about them.
So Maurice argues for controlled flexibility, empowering your team to use their judgment within reason. Let staff handle reasonable special requests. Always honor menu prices, no surprise charges. He even floats the idea of giving each server a small customer service budget, maybe like $50 a month, so they can fix small issues themselves right there without needing a manager every time. How might that look in practice?
Well, Maurice imagines situations where maybe a server can comp a coffee if there was a small delay, or maybe tweak a side dish for a dietary need without a big fuss or needing approval. The key is having clear guidelines, when can they do it, how should they do it, so it's consistent and fits the restaurant's values.
And training is huge here. Maurice says teach negotiation skills, how to turn a no into a helpful alternative, or yes, but here's how. He suggests using clear examples, when to say yes, when to say no politely, and always offer options if you can.
Yeah, giving them that framework, those examples, the right words, it builds their confidence, lets them handle more situations well, even if they can't give the customer exactly what they first asked for.
And Maurice has this great example. A restaurant lets servers give a free dessert if they felt a guest had a great time or hit a small snag. Cost about €200 a month, he said. But the positive feedback and repeat business, worth an estimated €2,000 back. That's a serious return on investing in a little goodwill.
It really shows the financial upside of empowering your team to make those small gestures. Often leads to way more back-end loyalty and people telling their friends. And Maurice points out people expect more flexibility now. It drives satisfaction.
Okay, 5th insight from Maurice, professional gaps. This is where lacking specific skills just undermines confidence. He uses the example of a server fumbling with a wine bottle at the table. It just looks unprofessional. So Maurice stresses targeted training to build competence and, crucially, the confidence that comes with it.
Totally. A well-trained team isn't just smoother and faster. They give off this air of professionalism. That makes a customer feel more comfortable, more trusting, enhances the whole experience.
Drawing on his European background, Maurice points out some key skills, maybe more common there, but useful everywhere, like good wine service, lots of people order wine, right? Foreign languages, minimum English plus local is often expected. And allergy knowledge, that illegal thing in many places now and just critical for safety. Beyond those specific European examples, what other universal skills do you think he'd stress for staff anywhere?
Oh, definitely strong communication skills generally.
Oh, yeah.
Explaining menu items clearly, answering questions well, handling queries politely, being good with the POS system, payments that needs to be smooth, and basic food safety and hygiene. Absolutely fundamental for safety and reputation.
Maurice really pushes owners to invest in training for all this wine, payment systems, communication, and he suggests this great practical tool create a little survival manual for servers. Answers to the top 20 customer questions. Genius. Empowers them with info right there.
That kind of thing is gold, especially for newer staff. Gives them quick, consistent answers, cuts down on their anxiety, makes sure customers get good info, and frees up managers from answering the same things over and over.
Right. And finally, frustrating focus. This is about giving the customer your full attention. Maurice points out how easily distractions can ruin things, even in a top-notch place. His analogy is powerful. A server glued to their phone. It's like your doctor watching TV while talking to you, sends a terrible message.
Yeah, it basically screams, you're not important right now, which is the exact opposite message you want in hospitality. The customer has to be the priority.
So Maurice's golden rule here is simple but strong. The customer physically in front of you, absolute priority, period. He gives practical guidelines, phones, personal or even work ones, used only in the kitchen or on break, not on the floor, and making sure staff actually get proper respected breaks so they can recharge and stay focused during service.
Absolutely. Ensuring staff get those breaks isn't just about being nice. It's vital for their well-being, sure, but also for their ability to focus and provide good service later. It's fundamental to making high-quality service sustainable.
And training again, of course. Train teams to always prioritize the customer in front of them, minimize distractions. He even suggests quick pre-service briefings, set the priorities for the shift, remind everyone about focusing on the guests.
Yeah, those pre-shift huddles are great. Set the tone, highlight priorities, maybe flag potential issues for the day. Helps everyone start on the same page, focused on the customer.
Okay, restaurant owners, that was a lot of great stuff from Maurice. Now let's get practical. The immediate action plan. Think of this as the dessert of our deep dive. Maurice challenges you. 3 things this week. 1, an express audit. Just spend 2 hours watching your service happen. Really watch the interactions. 2, a quick 20-minute flash training with your team on attitude. Just reinforce why it matters. And 3, a mystery customer test. Get a friend, someone you trust, to dine and give you totally honest feedback.
Those steps give you a quick, valuable look at where you stand right now. Can highlight the most urgent areas pretty fast. Low effort, high insight potential to kick things off.
And then, building on that, Maurice has a 30-day challenge. Pick one technique or area we talked about each week for a month. Really focus on implementing it, refining it. He's convinced that consistent effort will make a big difference in your service quality. His final thought for you, the owner, is this. Great service. It's an art. Every little detail, every smile, every interaction adds up to create that memorable experience. That's what builds loyalty and gets people talking positively. That's the real recipe for success.
It's really about moving beyond just processing orders to actually building relationships with your guests. That's how you turn one-time visitors into regulars, into fans who spread the word.
So wrapping up our deep dive, the main takeaway from Maurice's insights is pretty clear. Exceptional service built on these 6 pillars we've discussed. It's not just nice to have, it's essential for your restaurant's success and getting customers to stick with you.
Right. By really working on that team attitude, making sure your systems work smoothly, getting rid of those bad habits, being smartly flexible, investing in your staff skills, and keeping everyone focused on the customer.
Yeah.
That's how you build a service culture that makes you stand out.
And here's the final question for you, the restaurant owner listening, to really ponder. Looking at these 6 areas from Maurice, which one offers the biggest chance for immediate improvement in your place right now? And what's one small, concrete thing you can actually do, maybe even today, to start making a difference? Remember, focusing on these fundamentals isn't just about avoiding complaints. It's about actively creating a great, memorable experience that keeps people coming back and telling everyone else about it.